Good morning, evening, afternoon. I don't know what it is. What is it right now for you? Welcome to the video sessions of keeping up to date while you're at home before we get into the classroom. So let's head into our website and open this up, and we're going to go through this slowly and steadily. So let's pop into the corner here and say, what are we doing? Quadratic equations. Yeah. Good one. So we're doing quadratic equations, and if you want to write that down, go for it. But I'm going to just run through a few things and say, well, what happens if I were to ask you, what is y equals x squared? What does that mean to you? Now, it could mean a whole host of things. Something about squaring, quadratic. We mentioned the word quadratic is the squared part. Perhaps a parabola came to mind. I don't know what you said. I'm fascinated to see it. But would that be a happy parabola or a sad parabola? Well, I'll go with happy parabola myself. So if I were to draw that roughly, I'd say, hey, it looks something like that, right? Cool. Now, if we were to stick it on some axes, then we could draw it and it would look like that. Well, I mean, more correctly, I guess, the parabola should have gone right through the origin. Okay, so there's our parabola, right? Looking above us there. So if we had y equals x squared, now what happens if I said, so when is x squared equal to 0? Well, hopefully you're going, well, when x is 0. So if we've got, x is 0, then that's when x squared is 0. There's no other option. And on the diagram, it's over there. So what we're going to start looking at is, let's draw our parabolas. And in this first bit, we're going to be drawing parabolas, although it's algebra. And while we're drawing our parabolas, I'm getting back into this recording. Let's just draw it on the x-axis. So there it is. Y-axis doesn't really matter. This here is our x-axis. And so there's our point, x equals 0. Now let's take something else that looks maybe a bit more interesting. What happens if we had y equals x squared minus 4? What would that new parabola look like compared to the previous parabola? Well, the minus 4, to my mind, moves it down by 4. Or shifts it or translates it vertically. So in this case, if we've got our x-axis, remember, that's all we're interested in for now, then this new function would go like that. But now there are two x-intercepts. What are those two x-intercepts? Okay. Gonna pause, wonder what you wrote there, and say, if we were to solve, and we could actually write, x squared minus 4 equals 0. How would we solve an equation like that? How would you solve that equation? Okay, well, a few methods come to mind. The one might have been that you said, oh, well, let's rearrange. So we could have said that x squared equals 4. So clearly there are two answers. X equals 2. Hang on, it could have been x equals minus 2 as well. Or a method that's just going to work out a bit better in general is to say, let's factorize. So let's factorize this. X plus 2, x minus 2 equals 0. Sweetness, there are two solutions from this. X equals minus 2 from this one, or x equals 2. So that's minus 2, that's 2. And there are two solutions. So that's what you're going to keep in mind. So whenever you're given something, we're going to solve equations. So if we have, and we're going to draw a parabola. So if we had something like, let's go for one last example here. One last, does that sound good? And our question is going to be x squared plus 5x equals 6. How about that? Okay, so talk me through, or maybe not talk me through, type down just everything that you think about in solving that quadratic equation. Okay, I'm pausing, but of course it's going to pause for you. So a nice method to do this. And I say that because I don't want to say the way to solve it, but a nice way to do this so that the questions kind of become nice and similar to solve is to go, let's rearrange. So let's subtract 6 from each side. So we've got x squared plus 5x minus 6 equals 0. So our first step may be let's make it equal to 0. And the reason that that's helpful is that we can factorize this left-hand side into x, and then either that bracket's equal to 0 or the other bracket's equal to 0. Do you remember that kind of that logic of, well, if you're multiplying two things and their product 0, then one of them must be 0. Yeah, with a bit of luck, right? So we've got x, and let's factorize this, minus 6. Is this possible? Wait, how does this work? Plus 6 minus 1, does that work? Let's just check that one. So we got x times minus 1, well, that's minus x. 6 times x, that's 6x. So that was a positive. That, if you add those, you get 5x, and that was 5x. Cool. So it did work. Worthwhile just checking. So if we were to draw this parabola on our x-axis, forget the y-axis for now, happy or side parabola? Definitely a happy parabola because it's a positive over here. So we got positive. How many intercepts are there? Well, if you had said 3, because one of them's maybe with the non-existent y-axis, maybe. But let's say there are 2. The parabola would look like that. There are 2 intercepts here. From our factorizing, x equals minus 6 over there, or x equals, we need an or here, or x equals 1. So there are 2 solutions to our equation. And we've got this concept, as I said, that's so important, sitting where? Right up here. That we've got these 2 intercepts, right? We've got that minus 6 over there, and we've got the 1 over there. So keep that idea of this parabola in mind always. Okay, I think that should do it for now. The exercises that I want you to please do are written down. Wait a second. They're written down somewhere on this website, I'm sure. Come on, this website was good for something. How's your vac? Good homework? Oh, well, that's a goodie, right? Well, the exercises I'll put down. You know what? I should hit pause or something, right, for you. But luckily, I have it written down here, and that is exercise 2.1 on page 36. And I want you to do the left-hand side, please. So, however long you've still got left in this lesson, this 50-minute lesson, work through the left-hand side. And then maybe 10 minutes for homework. And that's it. Let's not overdo it. So let's do that as a starting point. How's that sound? Cool. I think it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So good luck. Have fun, and I will see you. You'll see. I don't know. Goodbye.